Hello, today we're going to be doing a craft room tour. This is a video that was suggested over on Instagram when I did a poll on what types of videos you would like to see in the future, and I enjoy watching this type of video as well because I find it interesting to see where other cosplayers do their crafting. One thing I did want to point out before starting the video is that I have been cosplaying for over 10 years and I've accumulated most of the materials and tools over that time period. So this is definitely not the type of setup that is needed in order to create costumes, and I am very fortunate to be able to have a room dedicated to it, but it is definitely not necessary for cosplay. So let's get started. Coming into the room, we have just a bag behind the door of recycling, and then we have the lamp, and I've got some plush Pusheen and some Pusheen USB lights hanging on here since I didn't really have a use for them. I just used them as decoration. And then we have the ribbon organizer with all of the ribbons and trims. And then we've got two bins that I got from Target from their Halloween section, and these are just used to hold costume pieces that are finished but the entire costume isn't done yet, or I need to use them for other purposes. So for example, all of the Medusa pieces are over here because I still need to film the kind of synopsis video for that. And then we have the wig head and some wig detangler, lint roller, eyeglass case. That's not very exciting. And then have the ironing board and iron. And then underneath here, these are all wig storage. And then my Suyu Usui wig is underneath there because it has a giant bow and doesn't really fit well in the drawers. So over here, I have some packing supplies for when I'm sending out costumes, some polyfill, and then this bag is holding odds and ends, interfacing, boning, heat and bond, anything that didn't really have a place but is still very useful to have on hand. Then up here are a bunch of fake flowers that are for various projects. And now we're getting to the figurines. So the only scale figure I own is this Elizabeth from Fate Grand Order in her Halloween outfit. And then we've got some Nendroids, so we've got Yoko and then Halloween Miku, since it seemed appropriate to have her next to Elizabeth. Another Elizabeth, and then we've got some plushies in the back and a couple cosplay awards, and underneath here, this is I guess the magical girl side, and then on this side is the Hatsune Miku. Underneath here, I have my collection of Pusheen vinyl figures, and then assorted cosplay books and magazines. And underneath, we have a bin. These are all various notions, another lint roller, since they're always useful to have on hand, and some books that didn't really fit in the other section. So we've got some sewing books, art books, comics, some Lolita magazines, and then underneath here is my Gothic and Lolita Bibles. I don't dress in Lolita, but I appreciate the fashion, so I collect them. And hopefully I'll get back to making some of the items in the magazines in the future. Then over here we have some felt and then a little bit of yarn. Over here is some wrapping paper. I get the 1-inch grid wrapping paper and I find that really useful for making patterns. And then all of the extra bits are in this tote bag here, so it's not all over the floor. We are moving on to the closet. So up there are projects that are unfinished and may never be finished. They kind of end up there and then never see the light of day. So just some more storage, and yeah, sewing machine cover, and then our costumes hanging up. You may recognize some of them from past videos. And then we've got some more, oh, come on, focus camera. Got some fabric and kind of abandoned projects in there as well. And we've got some more wigs and boots. And backing up, so we've got shoe rack and some costumes that I'm working on. So we've got Maid Mute Ichigo and Toru from Maid Dragon. So we have a baggie of baggies down there because when I store my costumes, I put the main components of the costume on a hanger and then put all of the accessories in a little baggie and hang it around to keep everything together. Also have camera bag, and over here is my desk where I do the sewing. This is my main sewing machine. It is a Viking Emerald 116. And over here is a serger. My sister gave this to me for my birthday, so I'm still learning how to use it. But I'm really excited to learn that new technique and add that to my crafting skill set. Down here we have a bunch of Halloween Pusheen keychains, and this drawer is just filled with trim, zippers, Velcro, all that stuff. And underneath is sewing machine manual and some more trims. Got the chair, and this box is filled with woven fabric. I try to keep my fabric organized by type. It is, well, it's sort of organized, so it has a bunch of projects on top that I need to keep working on. And then we've got trash can. It's always really helpful to have a trash can near where you sew so you can put all your threads there so they don't end up on the floor. And we've got a couple more Pusheens here and a giant cone of lace. And then we have some boxes of patterns and assorted plushies that are hanging out on top. Some of them are ones that I've made on this channel, others were purchased. And over here is my camera and microphone. That's what I use for filming the videos where I am just sitting down in front of the bookshelf, and also the camera I use for a majority of my photo shoots. It is a Nikon D3300, and then underneath here this is all fleece and fake fur, and this is jewelry box, the Arukano, little plushies there, some thread, and then ring light and the tripod for this little video camera. And then all of the drawers, this is more fabric and it's organized. So up top we have special occasion fabrics, so like satins, organzas, and then underneath we've got knits and vinyls. And this is the prop crafting area. So we've got foam scraps up here, adhesives, underneath here is paint and Mod Podge and some Worbla, and I've got the larger pieces of craft foam that are just stuck back there. And under here we've got nail polish, fabric paint, some enamel paint that are probably really old and dried out, some colored pencils, Copic markers, fabric dye, paintbrushes, and then underneath here we have jewelry making supplies, hot glue gun, beads, foam clay, a mask, sanding sponge, safety goggles, and then over here these are bolted fabrics. So we've got some satin and some tulle, and then over here is the dress form. So this is where I make my costumes. If you have any suggestions for any other non-tutorial related videos that you'd like to see on this channel, let me know in the comments below. And thank you very much for watching!